After a superb ending to Season 1, the show can only get better, right? So take a journey with me as I watch through Star Wars Rebels for the first time. Well, hello there. My name's Jeremy and welcome back to Freeform Disney. It's Rebels time, but first, a word from my sponsors. Let me thank my newest patrons from last week, Jaramsim, Certain Point of View, and Allison Wallace. Thank you so much for popping in. And hey, because I have these patrons, that actually means that I've got a new live stream that I'm doing every month, and well, actually two of them, one live stream. And that one here is a new monthly live stream, which is going to be a watch party for a movie each month, and it's voted on by my patrons. And this month, it's a Christmas themed one, and it's going to be Prep and Landing Shorts, and that is Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time. So coming up soon right there, definitely. But just letting y'all know that's there. And hey, Prep and Landing's new to me, so hey, that's pretty cool. So anyway, hey, on to this video. Enough of all that right there. You don't want all the ads, you just want the video. Me too. Although, not like that. I mean, when I'm watching videos, I mean, I love having the patrons, and it means so much to me. It means so much to me to have all of you watching this video too. It just really does. Anyway. Well, this video has been a little while in coming, but hey, on the plus side, that means that it will be less time until the next Rebels video. So this is my Rebels video in the normal format to accompany that live stream I did of the first 4 episodes of Season 2, coming up in the not too distant future. Well, some more normal videos as we work our way toward the end of Season 2. This is gonna take a little while, it's gonna be a few videos. Okay, for now, let's talk about the first 4 episodes of Season 2. So we start with our first two-parter, and this is Episode 1, The Siege of Lothal, Part 1. So we come right on in, and the Ghost is fighting along with Phoenix Squadron, which is a completely new and cool thing, and some bigger Rebel capital ships in there too. And nice. There's some great banter among our crew. You can see them working together. Ezra exclaiming "Karabast" when the Imperial reinforcements arrive, and interesting, the new curse words we get popping up in here. That's cool. And hey, they're successful. They liberate the cargo. Yay! Okay, and hey, with all that done, we're back off to Lothal. And it is time to punish Lothal, apparently. Now that said, Minister Tua clearly very concerned and worried and very uncomfortable with all of this. Oh, and by the way, I just have to say, James Earl Jones doing the voice of Vader is really cool. I love, oh man, no one else can hit Vader the way James Earl Jones can. Just his voice. Oh, love it. Okay, so we move on, and hey, we're over in a little command meeting going on. Commander Sato and Ahsoka are up there, as well as our crew. Makes you wonder who else the command people really are, other than those. But anyway, they're all up and talking, and well, so things go a little off the rails because Kanan doesn't like playing by the rules. And so we have Chopper go ahead and contact, well, not really Chopper contact, but actually old Joe contacts the whole group through Chopper. And so he plays the transmission in there. One-sided, don't worry. Yeah, way over the line right there. Well, anyway, they find out that Minister Tua wants to defect. Now, Ezra instantly says, oh, well, she's telling the truth. Simply because she's fearful? But you got a lot to learn. Even if you may be right in this case, simply her being fearful hardly means that she's telling the truth. There's a lot to be afraid of without it having to match up with her story. And oh, there's some interesting stuff. She talks about being willing to offer a list of rebel sympathizers on Lothal and nearby systems, which, by the way, here comes a nice piece of lore. She talks about how they're not arrested because they have powerful friends in the Senate, so the Empire's simply watching them. Nice little piece right there. And now here's an interesting one. She also comments that she'll tell them the secret true reason that the Empire came to Lothal, which apparently was ordered by the Emperor himself. Now, this is definitely going to come up later, no question about it. We're setting up something bigger and just hinting toward it. So we're clear that it's not just a factory and taking all of Lothal's resources. No, it's something much bigger. So clearly that's going to be big. Okay, we have a conflict between Hera and Kanan after that, because remember that whole not following rules or respecting them that Kanan did? Yeah, it's a pretty good fight, and it should be. Back to Kanan's issues with the whole betrayal, and it was huge. The Republic's betrayal of the Jedi, or it really wasn't the Republic, but it kind of looks that way, especially give his age, and you give what happened. The Jedi were following all the rules, etc., etc. Yeah, you can see why he might chafe a little bit about that. And it's nice to start to see that side of his character. And hey, having read the Kanan comics doesn't hurt any right here. Oh, and now we're back to Lothal, and hey, just for a moment, let's go ahead and push something really on the nose in case you didn't, catch that the little weird stuff was going on with Kahless and Vader maybe, because we see Agent Kahless ominously keeping an eye on Minister Tua. A little too on the nose, just saying. What can you do sometimes? I mean, that's the format and the audience age sometimes it gets us. And that feels like what happened here. Well, everyone's on board with the whole plan. We're going to go ahead and get Tua and defect and get all that info out of her. Mainly for the info, but also a little bit because it's the right thing to do. So off they go on board a shuttle to Lothal. And it's just our crew in this case. And hey, the plan is to commandeer the shuttle that Tua's going to leave to go meet Tarkin on. And we get some interesting stuff once they're on board the planet. So Ezra comments on how there's a ton of Star Destroyers in orbit, more than ever they felt before. And you get this interesting, ominous comment about feeling cold. Could that be the influence of a certain Sith Lord? Yeah. Oh, fun little pieces. Kanan knocks out a stormtrooper and, as Hera puts it, has gone buckethead. And I love Ezra's just little jealousy because, all I've got is this little cadet helmet. Nice. Ezra just likes collecting helmets. We've established that back in the very, very beginning. By the way, another value actually to those shorts before the show started. Go figure. Because that was actually in the Ezra short, where he collected the TIE pilot's actual helmet, and then he's collected a cadet helmet, and yeah, he likes his helmets. Well, anyway, we have a fun firefight. Agent Kahless can't shoot worth a damn either. Surprise, surprise. And then Tua races on board the shuttle, and it blows up after she boards. Don't worry, she was just captured. Wait, no. Actually, I think we are all admitting that she's dead this time. So yeah, she's dead. And interesting note was Vader was up over top watching, and that's just kind of cool. Okay, so then our rebels try to escape, but they're shot down by a chicken walker. And by the way, there's a whole bunch of smaller little characters that we've seen before on Lothal, or at least the same species that it seems were popping by, just in the background. Nice touch. Okay, so then what happens next? Well, Vader has our rebels blamed for assassinating Minister Tua. Nice move. That's a good power move right there. And then things go from bad to worse because now the stormtroopers have somehow found where Ezra's old house is. Probably are just going door to door and eventually got there, I'm guessing. Or they knew who Ezra was and tracked it that way. Who knows? Point being, they found it. That safe house is gone now. And by the way, seriously, gone. Threw in a thermal detonator and kaboom, that's it. Wow. Ezra gets a little reaction to it, but I wish there was a little more time to spend for that. We just didn't have it, and we didn't take it later, and that's too bad, but oh, wow. Onward we go, yeah. We're really definitely changing where the show is as we remove some of those things from the past back from season 1. And hey, the episode definitely has its humor too. We have a fun moment of Ezra failing in an attempt at a Jedi mind trick, which actually was nicely done, and nicely gives you that one that Ezra's not there in terms of power yet, and skill, or training more importantly, I suppose. And now we come to the end of this episode. So they get to an Imperial shuttle, and heck, they even get some shield generators while they're at it. And then Vader shows up, and oh man, yeah, that's a great spot to just pause it on, and big ol' to be continued up over the screen. Yeah. Very nice. It was a good opener to season 2. Really, again, a big statement to confirm what the finale of season 1 was saying, that things are changing. Because guess what? Tua is now dead too. The only villain from season 1 that is left at this point is Agent Kalis, and I've got to wonder how much longer he's got left. If I had to make a guess, he ain't gonna survive to make it to season 3. I think we're gonna finally do away with the last remnants of season 1 for villains. I just don't think he's gonna make it, man. Well, anyway, on to episode 2, The Siege of Lothal, part 2. And we are right back where we left off. We are on Vader versus Kanan and Ezra. And oh man, this is child's play. There is no match at all here going on. Vader's essentially doing the equivalent of fighting with one hand behind his back, just toying with them to some degree. Yeah, and it's great to watch. And heck, at the end, they even crash a chicken walker on top of the guy. But this is Vader, of course, and it is only too cool watching him lift the entire chicken walker and then start to move toward them. Woo! Yeah! Very cool, very cool. And at the end of all that, heck, even Sabine is a little worse for wear, having taken a couple of reflected blaster bolts her way. Thank goodness for that Beskar armor she has. Now next, things get messier because Vader orders the massacre of the Tarkin town near the city. Okay, fine, he orders the burning of it because we're gonna capture them, not kill them. Let's be honest, he orders the massacre of the Tarkin town, and that's what I'm gonna refer to it from here on out. Just because Rebels couldn't actually go that dark and actually do it doesn't mean that's not where my headcanon is. So that's where we're at. The Rebels' compassion is their weakness. Oh man, hello. Yeah. Well, anyway, as for our rebels, let's figure out how they're gonna get off of this planet and get the heck out of here. So it's time to smuggle themselves off of Lothal, and does that mean Lando? Yes, it does. At least by hologram, anyway. And just nice use of Lando as well. He proves his ability to negotiate and read the people he's working with. It's nicely shown. So they head off to Lando's place on Lothal and meet his droid, and so they're gonna get ready to get off the planet. And that also gives us a chance because the smoke from the Tarkin town having been burned to the ground is quite visible from over there. So Ezra rides off and Kanan comes up with him. And that's where we hear they're all captured, but we ignore that point. And oh man, yes, the all I sense is evil. And why would they do this? As Kanan said, to spread fear, make us afraid. Yeah, and say, hey, if you want to keep doing this, we'll burn some more towns, kill more people, have fun. Yeah. We dug into this a little here, but there was so much more character depth that should have been touched here, and hey, perhaps it'll come up later. It certainly should, but given the show, I don't know. But yeah, this could easily come back to haunt later, again and again even. So I'm hoping that'll be the case. And hey, it's time to leave Lothal. Quick nitpick, the 3 Star Destroyers pointed at Lothal feels a little weird rather than, say, leaving their broadsides toward the planet. Whatever, moving right along. We like showing them point first. It's just kind of a common thing. So that's okay, whatever. Well, they get away using some decoys, and you gotta say, it feels a little easy, don't it? Are they being tracked? We do love tracking people. And well, yeah, of course that's gonna be the case. Well, we get another moment here. As they're working their way back, there is a discussion among the crew on whether they're truly going back to the fleet and going ahead and joining the rebellion. And the decision clearly is that they ultimately choose to join. But in the same time, Kanan very resistant to it, and Sabine really seems willing to go either way at this point. And of course, Ezra is gung-ho, we're joining, and you can bet where Hera is too right there. Zeb, I guess, is a bit more of a loose cannon, not that we really got a strong opinion from Zeb one way or another as to what he felt on all this. But yeah, no, nicely done. I appreciate getting to see this inner conflict and these pieces explored a little. It's nice. Oh, and hey, I always wonder whenever a number is tossed in here if there's some kind of significance going on. So the Ghost team arrives back at the fleet and they say their code is 121815. Now I probably should have looked this up, but that's December 18th, 2015 if I had to make a guess. Tossing numbers that are relevant. That sounds around the time frame for the show here. Because, right, it started in 2014 or 2015, right? Something like that? I think so anyway. Sounds right to me. So I'm assuming that's probably the date of like the premiere of either season 1 or season 2. That's my guess. Someone tell me if I'm right or wrong on that one. Okay, and now we get to the real fun. This is where the fun begins. advance. And hey, that's especially appropriate. I mean, I know it's Anakin, not Vader, but you get the point. Because Vader shows up by himself ahead of the rest of the ships coming in his TIE Advanced. And this is pretty damn cool. Vader just showing how amazing a pilot he is, taking out fighter after fighter of the Republic. All these beautiful A-Wings, so we don't get to see enough either, by the way. And then, heck, even takes out the shields of the capital ship. Vader could probably just take this whole freaking fleet apart by himself in a little TIE Advanced if he wanted to go do it. So what stops this? Well, Ahsoka joins the rest of the team on the Ghost. They take off to go help. And then Ahsoka and Kanan, actually, they kind of do a pairing up and working together here, reaching out in the Force to go see who's in that ship. And they eventually make contact with Vader. And ooh, he discovers that Ahsoka is alive. It's gonna be fun. But Ahsoka is quite shocked and really is gonna have some more soul searching to do because heck, it knocks her out and she doesn't really come to the conclusion that that's Vader. Now all of this really is the only reason that Rebel fleet survives, because Vader now has a new target and doesn't want them destroyed. So hey, when the Imperial fleet comes in, our crew comes up with this brilliant plan to get away, and really excellent timing, because they dupe the Star Destroyers essentially into locking their tractor beams onto Vader's ship when they're a moment ahead and jump into hyperspace. Whoa, yeah, pretty sure someone's losing their life for that one. Wow. And the show, well, Rebels, even while it shies away from showing that kind of thing, somebody losing their life or something, it essentially gives us a little wink and nod about it. Because Admiral Constantine's all like, "It's not your fault, officer, but Lord Vader won't know that." Ooh, boy. Come on, you know what the hell that meant. That guy's dead. Yeah, and that's why Admiral Constantine isn't dead for that matter, is because he had a nice fall guy for it. It's the only way you stay high in the ranks with Vader around, right? Oh, nicely done. Okay, so what else do we have left? We've got some bit of more ominous moments with Ahsoka in there. Definitely foreshadowing to things later in the season, or seasons, but I gotta imagine we're gonna see some more in season 2. And then we end with Vader talking to the Emperor. Not that we ever see the Emperor, but you sure as heck hear his voice. And I love the lines like, "I believe the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker lives and is in league with these rebels." I just always appreciate that use of the splitting between Anakin and Vader and actually getting to hear it. Really nice. Now, they're going to try to use Ahsoka apparently to find other Jedi, including, just a bit of a big name drop in there, Kenobi. Now, you didn't drop that name in there for no reason. You can't tell me you dropped it there without a point. I'm just saying. Well, anyway, for now though, it's actually going to be a new Inquisitor hunting them down. And there you go. That was the second episode, and this was definitely good. I really enjoyed this opening two-parter. It hit what it needed to do, and did it pretty decently. Yeah, no big overall complaints going on here. And the darkness off the bat is definitely far more present here than in season 1, even if some of it you have to do a little headcanon or reading between the lines to really get at. And also, another thing, it doesn't look like they're going to overuse Vader here, at least from this moment, because he's used very well in these 2 episodes, and using the Emperor to take Vader out of the equation for now is the other thing that makes me feel a lot better about it. Again, he just can't be in too much, because either then he wins really fast or he becomes far less threatening. And that's the trick with somebody like Vader. Well, anyway, yeah, there you go. I gotta say, you know me, looking forward to seeing more Ahsoka. Always. But hey, we still got 2 to go, folks. Episode 3, The Lost Commanders. So we start off with some interesting talk about founding a new base. So we've got some world building going on here for the show, and well, really Star Wars Galaxy to some degree. And oh, this one's cool. There is a new hairdo for Sabine. I love the blues and like this greenish aquamarine going on too. This I like better than her hairstyle before. This is an improvement. Not that I dislike the one before, I like them both. But nice. And I heard during the live stream that apparently there's going to be more hair changes. It fits for her too as a character. I've never been a person changing my hair color all the time, but I've certainly known a few people too in that sense. So yeah, cool stuff. Okay, this time we're going to be off to find an old friend of Ahsoka's who will help them find a potential base. And whoever this is, she lost contact with him ages ago, and there's giant talk about trust him, trust him, trust him. Gonna be a problem with trusting this person, apparently. But no, we're not going to get Ahsoka this episode. She's off to investigate apparently something regarding the powerful Sith Lord, who could it be? Vader, that they encountered last time. Good excuse to get rid of her for this, and also, obviously, this whole trust to him part wouldn't matter if Ahsoka was actually there. So where are we off to? We're off to the planet Selos. And we make an excuse for Chopper and Hera to stay on board to fix some repairs that hadn't gotten finished by Chopper. And hey, it sounds rather ominously like an excuse for them not to be able to escape easily from the planet too. And we're making our way over there to our people we're there to meet. And we start hearing a number, 7, 5, 6, 7, 7, 5, 6, 7. Hey, even to me, that one rung a bell. Rex! That's Rex right there, which fits in with everything Ahsoka was saying, of course, too. Nice. And then, oh, that voice. Oh, it's great to hear him again. And hey, we also get Gregor and Wolf, too, while we're at it. And then that whole piece about trusting pops in pretty quick, because there's a bit of an immediate conflict between Kanan and the clones. And considering Order 66, you can see why there might be a bit of bad blood sitting there from Kanan's side, mainly. And we find out a few more things. We find out the Emperor has retired the clone army. There's some good lore sitting in there. And, well, okay, not everything's roses and sunshine here. Or unless roses have thorns, in which case I guess it could be roses. So, a clone has sent a message to Agent Kalis. Dun dun dun. No. Well, Kanan really having issues with trusting the clones. We really go into this a good bit, and I appreciate it. Heck, we get to even hear some emotion out of him over what happened during Order 66. And this seems like more emotion than we've really gotten out of Kanan before, and that's great. And I love having the Kanan comics background to add just that much more depth to it right there. So yeah, oh yeah, it's good. Now Rex comes in and says that he didn't betray his Jedi and that all three removed their chips, and says we all have a choice. Feels more than a little bit different from what we know from season 7 of Clone Wars. Also, the we all have a choice thing. No. Just definitely not going that way. Obviously, they retconned that later in Clone Wars, and I like the retcon choice better. But hey, what can you do? And now, everyone, with all that out of the way, it's time for side quest. Hey, it's what we like doing. It's time to go hunt down a Jupa. So we take a little bit of time. Zeb's been used as bait, and we have to do all these shocks to the line to get it to come up because, well, Zeb's now in its mouth. Yeah. Hello. It's a pretty cool looking creature, actually. And as someone said during the live stream, it looks a lot like those Rishi eels from the Rookies episode of Clone Wars. Even though we're on definitely a different place, different planet, desert planet here. And onward we keep on rolling. So, hey, they've been spotted by a probe droid. Got to keep that timer ticking so we know things are coming. Oh, there's an interesting piece from Hera when she and Kanan are talking, because she mentions the clones and Jedi having saved billions of lives, including her own. Oh, I'm super curious to hear about that backstory sometime. That's gotta come somewhere. And onward we roll. And well, Sabine comes on out after going in to go get the information that they were giving them and found the transmission sent to the Empire. And apparently also a bunch of messages from Ahsoka to Rex that Rex never answered. Oh, Wolf. Wolf, what did you do, bud? Apparently he was trying to protect him and his fellow clones from retribution by the Empire. You really don't know that Empire very well. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have a problem killing you at the same time, bud. Yeah. Well, and hey, well, look, there's that probe droid, which was inside on the controls, which is weird, and off it goes, and taken out by a nice shot from Rex. And now, it is cliffhanger time, to be continued. Dun dun dun. That was a good little fun episode. It's great to go ahead and see Rex, Gregor, and Wolf. I mean, Rex I expected to see again. Gregor, I caught some rumor toward that happening. And Wolf, that's nice too. Yeah, it's really cool to see them. Definitely. I will have to say, there are definitely some continuity things to try to work out in my head and make my own headcanon work. Because clearly the plan for the series finale of Clone Wars had not been finished when this episode was made, and they had some time to further develop their thoughts by the time they addressed it back in Clone Wars, and in my opinion, really improve on it. So yeah. Well, hey, let's finish out this two-parter. Episode 4, Relics of the Old Republic. Now, first off, seeing it again with that Jupa on the side, Their little repurposed mobile home, shall we call it, is pretty dang cool. Although I would hate to live in something like that. Oh, and hey, look, a giant sandstorm's approaching. That should become relevant. Yeah. Okay, so we've got some more pieces coming up. Rex gives him a chip with the coordinates of every Republic base, every Separatist installation, every pirate hideout and smuggler's den in the Outer Rim. And Wolf even adds that, hey, it's also got a few Mandalorian bases that even they've forgotten about. Now that's gonna all come relevant later, I'm sure, but also that one line was a little conspicuous from Wolf, plus a few Mandalorian bases that even they've forgotten about. So is our New Republic base gonna be in an old Mandalorian base then? I don't know, just the way it was added by Wolf just made it stand out right there. Well, we're moving on, and the clones are planning on staying on the planet. They're not planning on taking off with the rest of our group. And in comes the Empire. Now that said, our people can't actually get off the planet because the Phantom got hit by one of those shots earlier from the probe droid or something. And also, of course, Hera and Chopper are having to power down, especially because they're right near the ship. So yeah, they're not getting out right now. So first off, a TIE fighter comes at them. And well, this is easy mode for the video game right here. Gregor gets to have some fun and just takes it out with an RPG. Boom, done. That was easy. Now here's where it's gonna get harder. It's ground assault time. And big Empire Strikes Back reference. We've got 3 AT-ATs coming at them from the distance. And oh yeah, no doubt that was intentional. And I also love this. The 3 clones are just busy admiring the technology. Which I love the professional admiration, even while these things are coming to kill them. I can identify a little with the admiration for technology, even when it's not necessarily used for good purposes. Yeah, still it's impressive that someone made that. Well, unsurprisingly, the plan is to run into the sandstorm itself. And oh, so much for that Jupa they captured. And let me also say, the solution here isn't too surprising either, considering nobody can see in the sandstorm. Not them, not anyone else over on the Imperials. So how possibly do we get out of this when there are 2 Jedi on board? Let's all put our thinking caps on. This is probably going to take a few hours. Or not. Because of course we use our Jedi. So off goes Ezra to take the shot while Kanan's going to be helping guide the vehicle as a whole and what we need to do for movement. And also, hey, Sabine also heads out in her Mandalorian armor. But Ezra, hey, remember Ezra likes helmets. Rex passes Ezra his helmet, at least temporarily. And hey, can I have Rex's helmet? Anyone? I'd love to have that. There's a helmet. Yeah, that's one of the cool ones right there. Now, here's something interesting. Before we finish dealing with that, we're off to the Star Destroyer up in orbit. Now, communications are pretty much non-existent because of the sandstorm. But here's what's fun. They get a communication from Lord Vader, apparently. So Admiral Constantine has no choice. Off to hyperspace he goes, leaving and abandoning Agent Kallus down on the surface. That's a lucky break right there. And clever writing, I like it. Well, as for our rebels on the surface, they took out one of the AT-ATs, and now it is back out of the storm. And hey, with that, it seems like it's time to take it out of there because it looks like the Phantom is ready to go. And, well, off we're going. So, yeah, everybody's fine. Let's just leave. Except for Ezra. Ezra's being Ezra, which is a good thing here. And not wanting to let people die. Although it's heavily motivated by his own losses that he's had in his history. And he just really doesn't want to leave the clones who are, well, very ready to just sacrifice themselves to help the crew escape. After all, they're past their prime, they're ready to go. But Ezra does eventually get through to Kanan while they're on board the Phantom. And what might happen? Well, a last-minute rescue by the Phantom, of course. And there is this really epic shot of Kanan, Zeb, and Ezra all jumping down onto one of the AT-ATs. Now, I admit, I wish Sabine was in there too. I understand, though, she's also a good pilot. Makes sense to leave her. Probably a much better pilot than Zeb would be. But, oh, it would have been cool to have her coming down, say, in a jetpack, too, or something. Oh, yeah. Anyway. So, yeah. No, they take it out, and they clean this thing up fast. And Kallus gets away, because we're not done with Agent Kallus yet. And then to cap off this piece of the story, we get a nice little section with the clones saluting Kanan. And, oh, that is nice. Kanan actually even gives him a little nod back. So we're definitely getting a little character development there, some bonding. And, well, we're changing things. Obviously, we destroyed the home that they were in, so they might come with us now. Oh, and a quick little bit, we get a quick introduction of the new Inquisitor. Interesting looking, to be honest. it doesn't mean a whole lot to me just in and of itself. It was important to be in here, I suppose, at some point, just because we also have to explain the Admiral leaving. But I can't say as I'm super impressed with him. He looks like he has the same lightsaber design as our first Inquisitor, and he looks different, but aside from that, okay, we'll see him later. He looks bigger, but yeah. And then back for the end of this one, and this is a moment that I've been waiting for through these couple episodes as soon as we knew that Rex was in there, and it is the reunion between Ahsoka and Rex. And oh, it's so well done. It's brief, definitely it's quick, but it is touching and well done. Oh, definitely loved it. And hey, probably not the last we get to see of those two working together here in this season. So that's pretty cool right there. Heck, there are so many characters coming into the show. Just look at season 2 so far. I mean, I can see that the next character ranking is gonna get trickier and trickier as more come into here. Although who knows, maybe we won't add anybody for the next half a season. Yeah, right. I'm sure we will. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting when I get around to doing another character ranking. Definitely it will. So hey, this was a great opening 4 episodes, and I'm only so much more excited about the show now. And hey, on top of that, with Mandalorian season 2 now done as well, that means my head's even more here just to see Rebels at the moment. I'm not kind of doing 2 different Star Wars things at the same time, at least for the moment. Although I guess we do have the Disney Gallery things, that'll keep my head a little over in the Mandalorian area. But anyway, oh yeah, I'm loving where we're going with Rebels, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Oh, and hey, don't forget, I've got a quick little live stream watch party for prep and landing on Sunday at noon, and I'm looking at probably the Saturday or Sunday after that. I'm going to go ahead and do a live stream, my first time watching as well, for the Disney Gallery Mandalorian Season 2 as we start into that week after week. So definitely I'll be looking forward to watching all of that with you guys as well, because it's coming out on Christmas right there. So yeah, we're not going to do the live stream on Christmas. We'll do it either the day after or on Sunday, one way or the other. And hey, with that, let me ask, what about you? What did you think about the start to Season 2? And if you had to pick one, Darth Vader in the first 2 episodes or the clones in the 3rd and 4th episodes? It's not the easiest decision. Think I might go Vader myself, but then I'm losing out on the clones. I don't know. Well, anyway, let me know down below in the comments. And also, let me take a moment again to thank all of my wonderful patrons. If you're interested in helping support the channel through Patreon, there's a link down below in the description. And even if not, I appreciate y'all watching and clicking the like button. So again, thank you so much for watching. And hey, don't forget to subscribe, by the way. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another new episode of Freeform Disney. Have a magical day, and may the Force be with you always.